The Google House event is a series of practical and engaging demonstrations of how to use Google services in everyday scenarios at home, in the bedroom, in the living room, in the kitchen, in the teens room, as well as for business and travel.
A lot of times, a lot of users around the world don't truly understand the value that Google can bring to everyday life in doing just common tasks, basic tasks. And the best way to show everyone how to do that is in a real life situation. So the concept that we came up with is basically a house. And the goal is to walk you through different life scenarios using Google to teach everyone how Google can be useful to you and what you're doing.
While we make our stops at these different places, we get introduced to products like Google Cardboard and Chromecast, which pretty much is technology in the future.
Basically, Chromecast is a small device that essentially allows you to cast a screen from one device to another. That's really all it is. And it does that using connectivity to the Wi-Fi network. So essentially both devices have to be on the same network so that they can discover each other. And once they do that, then one device can share to the other one.
Basically, it's like a USB that fits into your TV, and you can cast whatever is on your phone or your mobile device onto the TV screen. And in the kitchen, so the big thing about the kitchen is Google Now is really cool in the kitchen. If you're cooking and you're calorie conscious, you can say, hey Google, how many calories are there in a banana? How many calories are there in plantains? So that you can decide if you're going to have one slice or if you're going to have a whole one. And then you know how many calories you're consuming. It's great for pulling up recipes, for pulling up videos from YouTube with recipes in them.
Okay Google, show me recipes for peanut butter banana smoothies.
One thing with the voice search is that you have to say, okay, Google first. Okay. And some people have asked why.
Why, yeah.
And the reason is that you can have multiple voice-activated applications on a device. And for each of those voice applications, they need a command prompt to start them. For us, it's okay, Google. And so you say, okay, Google, then the mic responds. And once the mic responds, you put in your query. And that comes in handy in different situations, right? If you're driving, for example, you don't want to get caught by LASMA, right? You don't want any trouble. Okay, Google. Directions to Yaba.
So we have left the teen room, we have gone to the living room, we have even gone by the kitchen, and hey, we have traveled, yes, we have traveled outside Nigeria, and we are now somewhere in Paris or so. And of course, I'm with Taiwo Kola Ogunlade, and it's going to take me through what more Google services has to offer in a place like this.
Well, so the journey of the story begins even way before you travel, right? So most of the time, we're usually confused about our trips. So questions from, where is it? What flights do I take? How long is the flight? What do I have to wear? What sort of weather is there? Where do I stay? What is the hotel like? And those sort of questions. And there are lots and lots of questions on the minds of people when they want to travel. And the aim of the travel room was to help people see how Google makes traveling easier. And within the room, we demoed products like the Google Now, like the Google app itself, like Google Translate, voice search, and it was quite interesting. Okay, Google, do I need an umbrella in Tel Aviv tomorrow?
Rain is not expected tomorrow in Tel Aviv. Forecast is 27 degrees and clear.
So is there a difference between Google Search and Google Now?
So Google Now is basically your personal assistant. Think of it as your virtual assistant, right? Okay. Google Voice Search will give you search results for whatever it is you've asked for. Okay. But Google Now will not only give you information about what it thinks is relevant to you, will pull information from your entire Google profile. So if you have a Google email account, if you have a Google Plus account, if you have a Google YouTube account, for example, then it will pull information from all those different applications into a single place for you and become your virtual assistant.
I'm looking quite forward, and we are hoping to see a lot more people expanding their knowledge of how these tools work. Again, these tools are not ends in themselves. At Google, we say that every idea must change lives and must take people forward, and that's generally the thinking.
Internet broadband, it's still a slow and steady journey for us in Nigeria. We have issues with basically network. How do you think this would affect Google now and the products that you're trying to sell through Google House?
So the big thing about Google, which is why a lot of times people ask why is our homepage so white and so clean, is because we want people to be able to access it really quickly. We don't want it to use up a lot of data. We want to get you the information that you need quickly and as easily as possible. We work really hard to make sure that our apps are as low bandwidth consuming as possible. Every product that we release, every product feature is mobile friendly. We are cognizant of data issues, especially in emerging markets. It's getting better, and that's thanks to governments, thanks to competition in the tech space. It's improving on a daily basis, but we still have a ways to go, and we're just doing our bit to try to make sure that whatever we put out there is being supportive of growing the ecosystem.